Hey friends, it's Mari here. I've got another 12 by 12 layout for you today, and I'm going to be scrapping some more wedding photos. This is a layout that I did a while ago, just a few months ago, and I'm going to be making a layout that's going to be a companion layout in Bailey's wedding album. I'm going to be starting off here with some schminky modeling paste, and I'm going to run that through this floral stencil onto some heavy white cardstock. I'm working on some Bazzill Marshmallow cardstock, and I'm just going to take this molding paste and I'm going to run it through the stencil with my palette knife and just kind of lightly brushing some of this on here to just to create a bit of texture on my white cardstock. And I just really like that white on white. I think it's just really soft and pretty, and I think it goes nicely with the photographs that I'm going to be scrapping today. I'm going to be using the My Mind's Eye collection. The name of this collection is eluding me right at this very second, but I will check and I will leave a link to it down below. It's just that really soft, pretty floral one that came out this spring. I love it, and I'm going to be using that collection today. So I wanted to use a stencil here that had some florals in it that will kind of go along with that floral theme for the embellishments that I'm going to be using today. So this modeling paste is really easy to use. I'm calling it modeling paste, and I'm probably saying molding paste and modeling paste interchangeably. I don't know, it's sort of just whatever comes out of my mouth, but I will leave a link to this product down below. I really like it because it's really super fine and it's easy to work with and it dries very quickly. And I think it's probably my new favorite modeling paste that I've brought into my craft space lately. This is that really gorgeous text paper that's in that My Mind's Eye collection. I love it. I think it's my favorite piece of paper from that collection. And I love that it's got those tiny little flowers in it and the text is just sublime. I love a good text paper. And so I'm just putting that down with my art glitter glue here, which is an archival safe crafting glue. So it dries acid free and it also dries clear. So I really like that glue for working with scrapbooking projects. So I'm just going to take a little bit of foam adhesive now, and this is a strip of Bazzill Tutu Pink cardstock. It's the textured cardstock. I love it. I love the tone of pink. It's so soft and pretty. Love, love, love. It's gorgeous. And I am just cutting a strip that's slightly smaller than that text paper. And now you can see that that vertical orientation of the layout is starting to develop a little bit more besides that modeling paste that's in the background. Now, these are the two photographs that I'm going to be documenting with today. This is documenting the wedding cake that the kids had at their wedding. I'm going to matte these photos with a couple of different papers. First, this really shimmery Bazzill cardstock, and I can't remember what color this is, but it's just a tone of aqua that goes with the My Mind's Eye collection. And I'm going to mount a 4x3 photo on here. Both of the photographs are 4x3. I have printed them in color, but I did put them through Lightroom and I did edit the photograph slightly. I upped the exposure. I took the saturation down just slightly so that you can still see the colors of the flowers on the cake and that kind of thing. But just to make them just a little bit more light and bright. And I'm also going to mount and matte both of these photographs here onto some darker paper, just to make the photos pop a little bit more on that pink paper that they'll be mounted on in that vertical strip. Now, I did have to end up piecing this patterned paper to make it fit around both of my photographs. I only had one sheet of it. I think I must have used the other sheet on the other layout, but it worked. I actually was able to do that, and I don't even think you'll be able to tell when you see the finished product here. So there we have those two photos matted. And I'm just going to stick those down with some repositionable adhesive and start thinking about embellishing. You can see that I took a doily and I've cut the doily in half, and I'm going to put one half on the right of that bottom photo and the other half to the left of the top photo. And then those are going to just be two bases, two areas where I'm going to embellish. And then I'm going to leave that area in the center between the two photos for a little bit of title work. Now I'm just going to use my ruler here and make sure that the space at the top and bottom of the photos, so at the very top and the very bottom, that little tiny chunk of pink paper is about the same distance from the photo to the edge of the paper on both the top and bottom, so that I have kind of like a balance there. And then I'm just going to take the repositionable adhesive and stick down these 2 half doilies, and I'll be ready to start embellishing the rest of the layout here. I'm just going to talk a little bit about these photographs here. So that the cake that the kids had for their wedding was a triple layer cake, and every layer of the cake was a different flavor. So they had one layer was cinnamon bun, one layer was carrot cake, and one layer was vanilla bean, I believe. Amazing cake. There's a lady in Saskatoon, Sherry Sawatsky is her name. Her company is Slice Decadence. She just makes the best cakes. They're beautiful, they're aesthetically pleasing, and they taste amazing. So we've actually ordered several cakes from Sherry since the wedding for special occasions, and every time they're just absolutely delicious. So this is a picture of the cake. It was so beautiful on the cake table that day, and then the picture of the kids cutting it and having a taste. So I also really wanted to use besides the florals from the collection, I wanted to use a couple of the swans. I think that's just a nice touch for a wedding layout. And I'm going to use one at the top and bottom. I did fussy cut those from one of the 12 by 12 pieces of pattern paper. You'll notice that I am using foam adhesive behind some of my embellishments, just to pop them up off of the layer below them to give them some dimension. I did that with my photographs, with the photo mats. Lots of different pieces of the layout are lifted up with some foam adhesive. I am going to use a little bit of gold glitter paper on this layout too. I think it just adds a really pretty, just classy bit of sparkle and shine. And Bailey did have some gold incorporated into her decor that day. Oh, I can't remember the name of, that type of glass. Is it mercury glass? She had some mercury glass on the tables, and that was gold. And she had just some really pretty little accents that were gold that day in her decor that were really pretty. So I just thought this little bit of sparkly gold would be good. And then I just took my scallop punch. I'm going to show you that in a minute here if I haven't already. And I just did a little bit of scallop punching of that pink paper on the left edge there. And now you can see that I did my journaling on my computer, and I just use that frame to frame it in. I've done a little bit of sewing, and I'm showing you that. And there's that scallop border punch that I used as well. So just those little bits and pieces this is some Pink Fresh puffy phrases that I used, and some Dear Lizzie, It's All Good puffy alphas, and all come together to create the different little details on the layout. So I just used this die cut frame here, like I said, to frame in my journaling. I just measured the opening of the frame, and then I went into Microsoft Word. I created a text box that was that size, and I did my journaling inside of that. And then I printed it on some cardstock and printed that out and cut it out, and just backed this little frame with the journaling, and it works out perfectly. Just going to pop that up on some foam and stick that down. And where you see the title there in the center where it says Cake Love, I'm actually going to end up changing that. So you won't see that actually as part of the video, but in the still shot at the end, you can see where I changed the title a little bit. And I also changed that little dimensional sticker that I put down there on the frame. I end up putting a chipboard heart there instead. But there's not a lot of other embellishments on the layout besides what you see on there right now. I just really wanted to keep it pretty and simple and airy. I really like the white space on the layout. I think it just looks lovely, and I really like how it's a good companion to the other layout that I showed you at the beginning. I'm not actually going to use any of these enamel dots. I just didn't really think that they fit with the layout. And I am going to show you that I did cut another strip exactly like the strips that are on the very left edge of the layout, and I thought about adding them to the right I'm going to show you that here at the end of the video, and I want you to leave a comment if you can. If you have a minute, just leave me a comment and let me know, do you like it with just that scallop strip on the left side, or should I also add that same scallop strip to the other side? I wasn't really sure. I thought maybe I should, but I just would like your opinion. I appreciate it, and I always like hearing what you guys think when you're looking at a layout, and when I'm trying to figure out the balance and what it kind of needs. It's good to know what other people think. So I'm just showing you some of the details, and then I'm going to show you the layout with the strip on the other side, and then I'm going to show you the companion layout here pretty quick, and how the two pages are going to go together. So here's that strip on the other side. Let me know what you think. If you think it's too much, is it too heavy? Does it look better without it, or does it balance it off with it? I just wasn't really sure. So let me know. Thanks so much for stopping by today, guys. I really appreciate it, and I hope you come back again another time. If you like my video today, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't done that already. Thanks so much, and I'll see you again another time. Bye-bye.